What is going on YouTube? Hitting back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically in today's episode, yesterday and the past couple of days, we've been basically tracking what appeared to be a big bearish run coming for the market and cryptocurrency. And then yesterday's video kind of, outlined that. We were starting to actually see the dip. We were starting to see the rejection. We're kind of slowing down now, which is quite interesting. And I kind of wanted to talk about that with you guys, basically giving you guys a quick forecast as to what we could expect within the next couple of days, today, and maybe in the next week or so, because it is fairly important to me. As you guys can see on most of these cryptocurrencies like Litecoin, it looks like we're hitting some sort of stalling point instead of just dropping as low as we anticipated, even on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. So there is some stuff I do want to discuss in today's video. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoTVOfficial, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can just DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, in yesterday's episode, you can see right here on my channel, we were discussing the urgent happening right now, XRP Ripple. The bears are back and we are starting to fall. Obviously, the thumbnail pretty much highlights what exactly I was referencing in that video yesterday, and you can see the start of what appears to be potentially a big bearish drop to the downside. I want to continue discussing that, continue elaborating what exactly it is that I'm seeing in this market. I just want to give a quick refresh of the current coin market cap. So for the most part, everything is down still, maybe about 2% max, 1 to 2%. But ultimately, yesterday, I might have been hyping this up to be bigger than what is appearing right now. But I wouldn't be too worried, because I do believe that we are still going to see some more consolidation and some more correction to the downside. And it's actually quite surprising. I really did think we would just drop at a very fast, rigorous rate all the way down to levels that we have outlined here. But I just noticed some other things on today's charting that I want to show you guys of interest, because I do think it is very valuable. And don't be surprised, because I do believe we are still going to be heading down. So notice on Bitcoin's chart, I was like, there was a good chance Bitcoin is probably going to fall all the way down to its support, which is closer to 85, which is definitely still a possibility. I still believe we're going to be hitting 85. I honestly think we're going to go all the way down to our middle moving average, closer to $8,000. I'm almost certain we're going to hit that $8,000 mark now that we were fairly overbought and we're getting rejected from the MACD. Good chance we're going to fall all the way down to there. But I was like, I wonder why we're stopping right now. This seems kind of interesting. Normally we see big tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4 candle wicks of just downtrend. This is only 2, very small. But I just moved this like this and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. This does kind of show a lot. We have 1, 2, 3, some here, this whole uptrend, 4, and then 5 support points of contact of support. So this is quite interesting. I mean, even this has 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do consider this to be basically the bigger uptrend than what I just recently showed. We did have candle wicks or candles actually close below that uptrend, so that's why I'm not really considering it, but it was just something that popped into my mind and I wanted to share with you guys. But ultimately, the biggest takeaway from this is just looking at the weekly. I mean, we really don't need much explanation other than that. You can see the massive symmetrical triangle. You can see the clear A, B, C, D, E formation. We started with 0, A, B, C, D, E, and every single time we retest this top resistance, we break down lower. We do. It's literally every single time. 1, 2, 3. It's happened 3 times in the past 3 years. There's a very, very, very good chance we're going to do that. The last time we hit this top resistance was back in February of 2020. And the last time was back in July of 2019, and then it was all the way back in December of 2017. So it's definitely gapped out, spaced out. We're slowly getting closer as we are filling the gap and getting closer to the apex, but ultimately this is what you guys have to see. This is just clear rejection. You can clearly see it. It's every single time. We've had massive wicks over here. We basically fall lower. These are big drops in price. This is only today's candle, guys. Consider most of these experience a couple of candle wicks of correction to the downside. You can see right here we have 1, 2, 3 candle wicks down, and then it continues to drop lower. Even here back in February of 2020, we had a drop which ultimately lasted 1, 2, 3 candle wicks down, and this was a massive drop. There's a very good chance the same thing is going to happen. This is just the just today's candle. We have about 2 days and 3 hours left for this candle to close. You can find it right there, and there's a good chance we're going to see this fall even lower. If not, we're probably going to see some more consolidation, and we're most definitely going to see some lower levels, maybe retesting 8,800. So if you have your stop losses in, if you have your shorts in, I really wouldn't be too worried. We only did a 1-day trade. Some trades can last, up to a week, up to a month. So I wouldn't be too worried or anxious about getting out of the market. As long as you have your stop losses set, you're pretty much okay. Also on that note, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody supporting me on Patreon. Literally, whatever happened yesterday, whatever was in the water, we had a huge jump from about 80 patrons all the way up to 93. That is absolutely insane. We're literally 7 or 6 patrons away from hitting a 100 patron goal, which is what I had set when I originally created Patreon about 2 years ago. So this is absolutely amazing that you guys are crushing this. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody supporting me over there. You know who you are. And for those of you that don't know what Patreon is, once again, I said it yesterday, but for everyone new subscribers to the channel, Patreon is a way for you guys to get my shorts, my stop losses, leverage trades, margin orders, limit orders, shorts, buy longs, all of my trades live updating on my Patreon, unlike YouTube, which takes a while to come out. I have to upload, edit it, I have to tweak it, and then record it, and then put it all out. And by then, usually the trades are done with. So if you want this live updating stuff, check out my Patreon. It's also a massive community now, almost 100 people that have the same interest as you within Patreon. So to me, it doesn't make sense why you shouldn't join it. Check it out though. The link is in the description, and huge shout out once again to everybody who is supporting me over there. Now, in reference to continuing where we left off, we are still, this is why I don't want to put in a long. It really just doesn't make sense to me to put in a long. You can see that the MACD on the weekly is very overextended. You can see right here, we are very overextended in regards to how wide the MACD is. We can clearly see the red band, or the orange, we can clearly see the blue band, and they are very separated, which really doesn't leave us much more room to go higher. And I do think this is basically capping the peak. You can also see we are swinging to the upside. It's not like we're in the reversal period right here, or the correction period. We're actually peaking at the top, and I do believe this is going to come to an end, and we're going to start to see that dip in the price very soon. That's why I have a short in. I updated my Patreon, guys. You guys have seen the trades that I'm making as of this moment. So if you want to get that, it's on my Patreon, but I do have trades in my account. Check it out. And I do believe we are going to have to see some sort of short to the downside within the next couple of days. So be patient, because I do think we're going to see some very crazy stuff happen within the next few days. Now, moving on to some other cryptocurrencies, I just want to focus this in on my Bitcoin chart really quickly, because I do believe this is fairly important, and I do believe we are going to be falling much lower. Now for, let's say, XRP is seeing consolidation. We actually hit that target level that we did discuss. You can see this uptrend closer to 18 cents. We discussed this all the way back at 20. I said we were going to pull to 18 cents. Exactly what happened. We came all the way to 0.189. So literally at 18 cents, maybe a little bit lower, 0.188, but we literally hit that, that target support price area. That is exactly what happened. Immediately corrected up. So honestly, we did look like we peaked our bottom for just right now, but I do believe we need to fill this gap right here. This is an extremely important level for XRP. I do believe we need to see this consolidation and fill this in, and it's going to be huge. We have a ton of resistance on XRP. We have a downtrend and the middle moving average, and they're both pushing very hard down onto the price of XRP, which is ultimately going to be a surprise for all of us in regards to which direction we decide to break. Either we're going to pop lower or we're going to break bullish. Also, to discuss Bitcoin again, you can see what I have drawn on my on my DueDEX chart, you can see it right here. I just want to show you really quickly. Yes, I do have a trade opened, as you guys can clearly tell. It's one position. Not showing you that because it's only on my Patreon. But ultimately, we do have a downtrend here. We have a clear, bearish candle. We have an uptrend, and it's doing okay right now. There's a good chance we're going to see a little bit more of a drop in the price. Maybe start to consolidate back up, retest the resistance right here. But ultimately, I do believe we're going to see a kaput in the price, very similar to what we've been doing every single time. Rejection drop, every time. We've finally built up the volume to climb back up to that resistance. The same thing happened. We climbed back up over time, and there's a good chance we're going to hit this and drop. So that's why the short's in, and there's a good chance we're going to see a lower drop, and we're going to make money off the short. That's ultimately what our main goal is in this video. Moving on to Ethereum and Litecoin. Litecoin rejected from its uptrend, currently acting as resistance. It rejected from it, and there's a good chance the same thing applies. We're going to fill the gap here, either go like this, but ultimately consolidate down, and I do believe it is going to take a little bit up until the end of June, but ultimately even the end of May, since we could be much lower than the price we are currently. So I do believe that shorts are all across the board. There are bearish signals. Definitely let me know. Ethereum did fall, almost hit its middle moving average. I do think we are going to literally hit the middle moving average before we start to see any sort of victory, recovery back to the upside. You can see the clear rejection on the MACD2, which is very important right here. We're about to cross it. We were about to have a bullish cross. We got rejected, and now we're starting to reverse. So that is a big sign as well for some more lows, ahead. So definitely check it out. Huge shout out, like I said, to everybody who is using DueDEX and Patreon. There is a link in the description of both. Free Bitcoin on my DueDEX. Check it out. In the description down below, up to $70 sign-up bonus. And that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm. And follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.